Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today we will witness the presentation of awards to some of our troops who gave great contributions in the defense of the people of Zamboanga when the MNLF attacked the city. They, whose gallantry and bravery were manifested. 2,473 personnel got directly involved in defending Zamboanga. We intend to recognize all of them, with 21 killed in action and 17 wounded in action. 532 of the participating personnel were already issued orders for their award. Of these, 70 were formally recognized recently. Other awardees will be recognized in the subsequent ceremonies and during the Armed Forces of the Philippines anniversary. On this occasion, we will witness the awarding for 18 officers and enlisted personnel of the armed forces who played important roles in the defense of Zamboanga. We shall now move on with the presentation of awards to our deserving military personnel. The orders for the awards will be read by the Adjutant General, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Colonel Ronald N. Albano. May we request the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III, to present the awards, to be assisted by the Honorable Voltaire T. Guzmin, Secretary of National Defense, and the Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines, General Emmanuel T. Bautista.
Pursuant to the provisions of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, Regulations General 131-053, the following officers and enlisted personnel of the Armed Forces of the Philippines are given due recognition in the successful conduct of operations in Zamboanga City from 09 to 29 September 2013. For acts of courage and gallantry in action, as Battalion Commander, Joint Special Operations Task Group Arrow, the Distinguished Conduct Star is awarded to Lieutenant Colonel Oriel L. Pancog, Officer DAS 10563, Philippine Army General Staff Corps. For acts of courage and gallantry in action, as Operations Officer, Joint Special Operations Group, during the conduct of Operations Ayuda, the Distinguished Conduct Star is awarded to Captain Rainier S. Nirsa, Officer DAS 13693, Philippine Army. For highly meritorious and valuable service rendered as Commander Western Mindanao Command, Armed Forces of the Philippines, that played a vital role in resolving the Zamboanga crisis, the Distinguished Service Star is awarded to Lieutenant General Ray C. Ardo, Officer DAS 82, Armed Forces of the Philippines. For eminently meritorious and valuable service rendered as Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations J3, Armed Forces of the Philippines, during the successful conduct of operations in the Zamboanga City crisis, the Distinguished Service Star is awarded to Brigadier General Rodelio V. Santos, Officer DAS 8674, Armed Forces of the Philippines. For eminently meritorious and valuable service rendered as Chief Public Affairs Office, Armed Forces of the Philippines, that played media affairs, the Distinguished Service Star is awarded to Lieutenant Colonel Ramon P. Zagala, Officer DAS 11738, Philippine Army. For gallantry in action rendered as platoon leader of the 15th Scout Ranger Company, Philippine Army, the Gold Cross Medal is awarded to First Lieutenant Gerson A. Hurilla, DAS 16368, Philippine Army. For gallantry in action rendered as Commanding Officer, 33rd Marine Company, Philippine Navy, during a series of encounters against MNLF at Barangay Rio Hondo, the Gold Cross Medal is awarded to First Lieutenant Ian Dexter Arcarin, Officer DAS 15751, Philippine Navy Marines. For gallantry in action rendered as member Naval Specialist Operations Unit 6, Philippine Navy, during an encounter against MNLF at Marikina Point, the Gold Cross Medal is awarded to Lieutenant Junior Grade Joey B. Kayao, Officer DAS 15878, Philippine Navy.
Kahit wag na to. Sir, parang recap.
For gallantry in action rendered as platoon leader, Philippine Army, during an encounter with MNLF at Santa Barbara, the Gold Cross Medal is posthumously awarded to First Lieutenant Francis G. Damian, Officer DAS 15173, Philippine Army. His Lieutenant Junior Grade Amy Leslie C. Damian, Philippine Navy, will receive the award. For gallantry in action rendered as member of the 1st Light Action Company, Philippine Army, during an encounter with MNLF at Barangay Santa Catalina, the Gold Cross Medal is awarded to Sergeant Larry C. Lopez, 828550, Philippine Army. For gallantry in action rendered as Pointman Alpha Platoon, Philippine Navy, during the combat operations at Lustre Street, Barangay Santa Barbara, the Gold Cross Medal is awarded to Fireman First Machinery Repairman Abelardo E. Angelo, 848353, Philippine Navy. Likewise, the Wounded Personnel Medal is awarded to him. For gallantry in action rendered as radioman, forward air controller, and forward observer that supported the communications and coordinated close air support, the Gold Cross Medal is awarded to Sergeant Salvador B. Codon, Jr., 849762, Philippine Air Force. For gallantry in action rendered as Platoon Sergeant, Philippine Army, during an encounter with MNLF at Barangay Santa Catalina, the Gold Cross Medal is awarded to Staff Sergeant Alan S. Adap, 803740, Philippine Army. For gallantry in action rendered as Navy SEAL member, Special Operations Unit, Philippine Navy, that conducted close quarter combat against MNLF at Barangay Santa Barbara, the Gold Cross Medal is posthumously awarded to Sergeant Eduardo C. Saking, 845763, Philippine Navy Marine. His son Nicolas will receive the award. For involving risk of life while serving as medical team leader of the Special Operations Task Group, Philippine Army, that performed tactical combat casualty care to government forces and to civilians, the Bronze Cross Medal is awarded to Major Cesar Almer E. Candelaria, Officer DAS 15993, Medical Corps. For gallantry in action as 205th Helicopter Wing member, Philippine Air Force, that prevented the advancement of MNLF in the areas of Rio Hondo, Marikina, Sumatra, Layag-Layag, and Santa Barbara. The Military Merit Medal with Bronze Spearhead Device is awarded to Major Rene N. Oreo, Officer DAS 13011, Philippine Air Force. For heroic achievement rendered as Commanding Officer, Scout Ranger Company, Philippine Army, during the conduct of Operations Lantaka, the Military Merit Medal with Bronze Spearhead Device is awarded to Captain Janrev E. Lansang, Officer DAS 14173, Philippine Army. Likewise, the Wounded Personnel Medal is also awarded to him. For risk of life and wounded in action against the MNLF in Barangay Kasanyangan, the wounded personnel medal is awarded to Corporal Edgardo A. Jose, 886377, Philippine Navy Marines.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, to the Honorable Secretary and the Chief of Staff. To all our awardees, congratulations.